Hello all, welcome to the studio. It's already the third month of the year 2018. Month of March marked the International Women's Day. As we all know, 8th March was celebrated nationally and internationally as the Women's Day. Women from all over the globe celebrated Women's Day and was also supported by understanding men. It felt fulfilling as a woman globally to be celebrated, to be acknowledged, and to be liked, to be heard. At least there is a voice and a call to years and years of struggle that women have faced and is facing all over the globe in their own walks of lives. As we women progress forward towards empowerment, we should remember the reality of daily lives. The voiceless woman, they have to encounter, and we should not forget those voices. Voiceless have many categories. As we all know, that people who have a voice, they get heard, but people who are voiceless, they do not get heard. Now, who you would think would be the voiceless woman? One can be strong and educated and yet be voiceless. One can be struggling as a single mother and also be voiceless. One can be abused and alone and be voiceless. One can be immigrant in this country without the tool of the language and be voiceless. One can be under substance abuse and can be voiceless. One could go through mental depression and can be voiceless. I learned all of these voiceless categories during my training at Dove. Dove is an institution in Quincy, Massachusetts, which stands for Ending Domestic Violence. And that's where I walked through the training as a domestic violence advocate. And I learned the different skills that women have to come through to survive. But I also learned that the women who survived had tremendous willpower. They made it against all adversities of life. But most of these women spoke one word, that is, they needed opportunity. Once they had the opportunity, the support, their willpower kicked in and they moved forward to survive. I, at that time, realized opportunity was the most important ingredient in anybody's life, be it a woman or a man or a human being or an animal. The opportunity is what is needed, and the support of society to bring anybody successful and confident through life. Women from all walks of life, from all cultures, from mainstream, craves for acknowledgement. I have seen women as an immigrant. I have seen women as mainstream. I have seen confident women. But due to lack of acknowledgement, lack of support, lack of willpower, they cannot make it. They are depressed and they don't know who to turn to. Acknowledgement, I realized, brings respect, and respect encourages humanity. And when we add all of these criterias, we have empowerment, and we feel empowered to make a difference in any place or any time. We need empowerment. While we are raising our voice for empowerment, we have to remember we have women here in society from all of our categories right here in our daily lives. Some of these women I have come across do not even know that Women's Day was 8th March, or it was the International Empowerment Day, or it was, according to them, it was just a regular day. They were running for survival. And these are the women that I'm very interested in, and I'm very interested to provide a voice to these women. A small example is, as you go around the society, as you grow around in this community, and I was shopping at one of the big stores, and as I was coming out, I saw a young mother, very beautiful, mainstream, but she was begging her boyfriend or her companion, I would say that seemed to me like a friend, a man, to take care of her very two little children in a very cold, blizzardy day. It was like very, very cold. The children had just a jacket on. They were sitting on the cot. They looked like twins. They were really young. And the woman was begging this companion friend of hers to just take care of them for a few minutes so she can run to a doctor. She was helpless. She was begging him. And this is the reality of life. I cannot explain you that as I was shopping and putting all of my ingredients in the car, the vision never seemed to go away. I could see she was not dressed well. I could see the children weren't dressed well. And the way she was pleading to be taken care of, for her children to be taken care of while she takes a little break. I think she said doctor, but I could not understand the entire sentence as I was rushing. And at last he said yes. But these are the women that made me feel helpless. I really felt helpless. Even after standing for women since my show aired, I have always, always, always been a friend to all women in society, be it immigrant, be it mainstream. It started off as Faces of South Asia, with all my South Asian women having a friend to look up to, having a conversation when I aired the show. But then it ended up when women from all walks and all cultures started approaching me, I realized I no more belonged to just Faces of South Asia. I was a face to all the immigrant women. And then what caught my attention was the mainstream America. When they approached, I was shocked. I did not know I was serving the world through my shows right here in Quincy, Massachusetts. But then mainstream America needed help. We had trafficking, we had domestic violence, we had poverty, we had education that needed to be addressed. All here, not anywhere outside the community. It became a necessity for me to get empowered. And through the walks of life, I evolved. And all of this picture I could see right when that helpless woman was pleading to be taken care, and her children, just a few minutes so that she could head to wherever she was going. And it was such a cold day that driving all the way back home, I could not forget, and I could not forget until date. The other day, I also, as I was walking, somebody waved to me. I looked back and I saw I was a homeless woman who she was sitting beside a very, very big wall so that the snow and the cold does not come to her. I was so shocked and I didn't know what to do, but she waved and I waved back to her and I said, "Be safe." That gave me happiness, but I wondered, she has nowhere to go. Now these are the women who don't have a voice. These are the society that does not pay attention to these women. But these women get abused too. They get abused on the street. They are helpless. They are homeless. They have nowhere to go. Nobody wants to hear them. And we here in Massachusetts actually are better off. We are the second in the state to be safe as a woman. Imagine, the first I think is Minnesota, the second is Massachusetts. We are safe, we are happy, we are taken care of. In spite of all these stories, imagine what's happening to the rest of United States. Forget about the globe. I mean, this was scary to me. I went back home before the blizzard thinking about the old, I wouldn't say she's old, but I said that thinking about the woman who was alone, who was helpless, who was homeless, and she was protecting herself with this wall. And I could not sleep. So on Women's Day, I was invited to New York to speak on behalf of women at the Consulate of India. And while I was advocating for women, I realized all of these women need a voice. I wasn't able to provide a voice to these reality, to these women who are not cared for. So there's a lot of work to be done, and we need to advocate not only for ourselves who are educated, who have the exposure of the globe, who are taken care of. I would love to advocate for all of these women who are helpless, homeless, they are young, they are teens, and they are prone to violence and abuse. Women make up 50% of the population here in United States, but only 20% are in the Senate and 19.3% House of Representatives. So you realize that why this is important. Why did I mention the percentage of women in power? Because until we have women in power, women who run for office, we would never be able to advocate for women in every category, in every walks of life. Now and then, all of the time, I represented women, whether be it LGBTQ, whether be it LGBTQ seniors. It was a gender equality. There was trafficking victims. All of these I have advocated steadfastly. But now I have a new agenda, is since the call has arrived for empowering women, I wish and I speak for all those voiceless women who should not be left behind. So it's not like a part of women are going to go forward and the rest will still suffer the way they were through their lives. This time we have to figure out an agenda, figure out a way how to bring all of these women forward and progress in our lives. So all the time, as you walk around your neighborhood or your supermarkets or your communities, think about all these women are walking. They need help. They can't speak because they have no confidence. If we as educated women from all walks of life, whether be coming from any part of the world, feel lonely and have no one to speak to, or the elderly who are educated, who are intelligent, who have led their lives but cannot speak to anyone and are lonely, imagine who will listen to a homeless woman. So she has lost all of her confidence. There are days that she may not be able to take a shower. And imagine if you don't take a shower, you don't feel presentable in society. So she is dealing with the regular life. And then some are pregnant, some are being abused on the streets, nowhere to sleep at night. All of this women need help. All of these women need an opportunity. I know how much Dove works to make sure that they can protect and save women from domestic violence. I'm aware that they are doing everything they can to stand for women from all walks of life. And while during the training, I realized how much women benefit from calling for help and how much they are protected after calling for help. The shelters, they need to be taken care of. The shelters need support. These women need occupation, trade, education. So much work to do. So during all of this empowerment of women call, you have to realize that there are the realities of life. We do have women who are uneducated, who are poor, who are voiceless, who are homeless, who are abused, who are also being substance abused, or who are trafficked. Help them. Just one person, if each one of us can help, we are going to have a great, great community, and we will feel fulfilled empowering women at every day, just the way like I felt when I was going back home and I wished her, she wanted to wave back to me and say hello. I did. And now I look for women like her, not my friends, not women well-dressed, not finding a great car or a friendship, but I look for women who I can wave to, who I can give a great day, or maybe sit and have a cup of coffee. Maybe I would buy a coffee for her and we can sit and talk. Maybe all of us can join in this movement, and so we don't leave anyone behind. And I hope I've been your friend since all my years, and I hope you continue to be my friend. I'll come up with another story from the community, and we'll talk about it next time. Happy International Women's Day. I'm Isha. Bye for now.